feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I wanna be the greatest.
Hey everybody, welcome to the first edition of the Madden 24 season 25 Game of Inches News Network. Joined today, we have Ray and Brandon as always. How you guys doing tonight?
Storming. That's all I got. Hopefully I don't cut out.
All right. Well, if you drop off, we'll miss you. So. Now, since this is our first show back since we had the Super Bowl, we wanted to take a few minutes to show some highlights and recognize our Super Bowl winner. In other news, the league picked up a couple new GMs in the offseason, one of them being a return to the league. Everybody knows him as Dougie. So we had a chance to catch up with Dougie. He wasn't available for an interview, but speaking with Dougie, he was pretty excited about taking over the LA Rams. He was looking forward to the offense. He thinks it brings a lot of opportunity with his offense. Pretty pleased with his receivers and was especially excited about the running back, Zach Evans, that he picked up, who's really just been kind of a monster on the field for him so far in a short season. When I asked Dougie about what he thought the direction of the team would be as far as building and moving forward, he stated that he was going to focus mostly around the defense. He felt that was the opportunity for the team to improve. But so far, he's been playing pretty well and pretty solid football. When I asked him who he was mostly concerned about, he said he was going to take it one game at a time, but he did give a nod to Kevin. You want to start with the AFC or the NFC?
I'll take a stab at the NFC just because I'm in the AFC. If I had to pick one specifically, I'm going to go with Phil over in Washington. Just had a real big win, beat Lathan, and everyone knows he's a regular season professional and postseason amateur. But no, props to Phil, and just don't get too big of a head. And remember, you got 3 users down there that are one game behind you, or at least one win, I should say. So just keep poking away.
Gotcha. How about you, Brandon? Who's jumping off on the NFC side that's got your attention?
Well, given that I'm on the AFC, I completely forget there's 16 other teams. I don't really pay much attention to the NFC during the season. But as I'm looking at the standings right here, I would have to say Kevin's Cardinals are doing pretty good. They're 3-2. They're up there competing with the NFC West. So good on him. He's starting an entire team that is the average age they can't even drink yet. So good for him. On the downside, I would say the Lions. I mean, didn't Denzel have he had the NFC North all wrapped up, and once again the Bears under 500 and they're in a playoff spot. I don't know. Are we going to do a radio show where the Bears aren't in the playoffs with a sub 500 record? I feel like that's a common theme here.
I think it's their thing. Yeah, it's definitely their thing. So, and you know, Ray, did you pick on who you thought was the surprising, not competitive team on the NFC side?
Surprising not. Man, put me on the spot here.
Detroit. You can say Detroit. I mean, I know you got the hat on, but Detroit's not.
No, I can't. Listen. Real life Lions would take 2 and 3 every single year. But I'm gonna go Jacob, because last year he started out real hot and then he faded, but he still squeaked in. This year he's not starting off too hot, but he just had a big win against Kevin, scoring 900 points. So I guess just outscore the other team, Jacob, and you'll be all right.
Nice. Yeah, I think you guys picked some great teams. Honestly, I think my division, lucky for me, Kevin's turned it on, and Dougie's taken over the Rams and done pretty well with them too. So good job to both those guys. My biggest disappointment is I'm pretty sure that Peter didn't cover the spread one time this year. So I don't. He's dropped off, in my opinion. I mean, he missed the spread. So I think it's right for the rest of the teams in his division to take him out. So all right, moving on to the AFC side. Brandon, we'll let you go first. Who jumps out at you on that side?
Well, right now, I mean, he dominated in Madden 23. I seem to mention him every time we do a radio show, but Kobe, he had that rough start that kind of killed his season a season ago, but right now he's doing pretty well for himself, 3-1. I mean, again, the AFC South is just a gauntlet, so I don't wish that on my worst enemy, who happens to be Kobe. And then on the downside, I have to say Denver, man. I mean, listen, I don't want to kind of poke the bear here, but when you lose to me, there's problems. There's something that has to happen in Denver, change that stuff around. I'm sure Mo will figure it out, and I'm sure he's going to give me what's for in our rematch. But man, he's the only winless team in the AFC. Did not see that coming.
Welcome to the club, Mo. It's nice. So we have a good time down here. So, all right, Ray. How about you? What's your pick in the AFC?
I'm looking at two teams, and I really don't want to say either one because I play both of them in the next 2 weeks, I think. But I'm gonna say between Connor and Ryan, probably both. I can't pick one or the other because they're both playoff teams I would say every year, but not. I think one of them's gonna miss this year, if not both. Just looking at their schedules, but I don't want to paint a target on me that's already big enough. But yeah, just those two, I think, got to be it. And then Mo, I sent a DM to him after our game. He probably should have won that game. And I pulled a fast one out of him, but yeah.
Man, poor Mo. So, and who's the team? Did you mention who the team was that you were, that's doing better, or a little bit of a surprise?
Oh yeah, I'd say Brandon. Chiefs. Oh, Brandon, you're doing all right too. You just beat Peter, if you want to call it that, with the spread. But I think Brandon Chiefs. He's got something figured out down there. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold it out because he's been in this spot before and then he kind of falls off. But rooting for you, buddy.
For me, I'm just wondering, if that Colts guy, talk about. Didn't somebody just mention something about like regular season champion and you would think as much as the Colts get into the playoffs, they might have a couple more trophies recently. So, but hey, second best is second best. There's nothing wrong with that. So
I think I was fourth best last year.
So, yeah, and it was kind of hard for me to pick Kobe as, kind of the sleeper team because I'm so used to him always being there. But yeah, for sure, he's definitely having a much better season this year. I agree with you guys on that for sure. And yeah, Connor, I would say Connor more than Ryan because I want to say that Ryan's, if he hasn't missed the playoffs, he's had to really fight to get into them before. But Connor is like always in it, even in his bad years. So seeing him come off, I'm sure probably, the reason for his problems is probably because of his practice squad. He's getting players picked off his practice squad. It's probably wrecking his whole plan. So, but hang in there, Connor. Your suspension's almost over. So hang in there. Yeah, Brandon.
This is a brave new world where Connor. This is a brave new world for me where Connor isn't like top of the standings. I mean, I haven't been in a season where Connor's been on the bottom. So I don't know. I don't know what to do here. I'm kind of wilding out, guys. I don't like this is uncomfortable for me. Like, come on, Connor, get it together.
It could be married life catching up to him. It could be his kingpin career is catching up to him. It's hard to say. So just imagine if he gets a kid coming, it'll be game changing. So take it from the pros. All right. Well, good segment, guys. We'll see what else we have got coming up here. All right. So the next thing we wanted to touch base on was we had a pretty really good, strong rookie class this last edition coming into this season. So we had a lot of people that we wanted to keep an eye on. And our statisticians at the GOI News Network have put together some numbers here. So, who's standing out to you, Ray? Who is the big name changer for the rookies?
Anyone that Kevin drafted. No, definitely his unfortunately wide receiver that I passed on to take mine. Not that mine's not good, but when you have 32 catches and you already have 1,000 yards, you're doing something right. I don't know if he's just saying go straight and I'll throw it, but yeah, him and then his quarterback, who I think it's Karma, is now out for 7 weeks, but his quarterback's got already 1,600 yards and almost 20 touchdowns, and actually we shouldn't say 5 games because he missed over a half of a game. So I think those two are really my focus, I would say. And then if I want to throw somebody else not named Kevin out there, I'd probably say Bowen over in New York for Bailey, his quarterback. He's got some good, solid numbers. And then I actually do have one more number that I have to say. Vikings John, excuse me. 41% completion, buddy. Come on. I know you're better than that. Throw a drag here and there. Come on.
There's more than verticals. So it looks like, guess what? O'Malley will be out until week 12 or 13.
Yep.
So, yeah. And so here's a question for you. So, Brandon, looking at it, if you have the numbers in front of you, is it O'Malley or is it Papa? Because the wide receivers got almost 1,100 of the 1,500 yards that O'Malley's thrown. So I guess we're going to see who the true superstar is here, because if Kevin can throw his backup in and Papa keeps on trucking down the field, we'll know he's the guy. But if that dries up all of a sudden, then that would probably tell us that O'Malley's the guy.
Yeah. Gentlemen, give me the ability to make a dad joke here. And this Lester Papa fella is making everyone his daddy, because that's 1,000 yards through how many games now? 4 or 5 with Arizona. 14. At first I was like, is this correct? Maybe did Neon have a stroke? But that's correct. 1,000 yards and 14 touchdowns. So I think we need to just bow to our overlord, Lester Papa. I know I'm taking up a religion that's centering completely around him, because this is ridiculous. And I'll be honest, I didn't really pay much attention to rookies. I mean, I pay more attention to my wife than I do rookies, and that's not a whole lot. But whenever I look at rookies, I look at the rookie class. Everyone wants picks. I look at rookies. They all look alike. Like, I had a quarterback with the Rams. He looked like he fell off the ugly truck. I mean, seriously, if he was my son, I'd be pushing him back in. It looked really bad. His name was DJ Carmichael. And but rookies, they're just like Pokemon. I don't know. I don't really get into it. When you have one, you want to kind of grow them and build them. But I don't know. Give me some 75 rated linebacker who's a 4th string on the Broncos for 8 years, and I'll be happy. I don't really get too much into the rookies, but yeah, Lester Papa, my goodness, that's ridiculous.
You want to hear what his stat line was against Jacob? 8 catches.
Knowing Jacob does not play defense, a lick of defense, I'm going to take this with a huge, a ton of salt. So go ahead. What's his stat line?
8 for 359 and 3 touchdowns.
That's stupid. Jacob, you should be embarrassed. You should be absolutely embarrassed by that. Play some damn defense, man.
If you're gonna run man, run cover 2 man. Come on.
And at some point, shade over the top, right? So at some point,
or just guard somebody.
Yeah, I just noticed as I was looking at this is we have our top 3 rookie wide receivers: Papa, Jaha, and Yaya. So it's quite the collection.
Hey.
So can we change names in the league? Like there's an option to change the names of everyone, right?
Well, speaking of that, this is probably a good time to have a segue. Guys, if you don't clean up your act, we're going to take it away. It's not supposed to be the GOI clown show. So, at some point, if you are forced to retire and we're trying to recruiting a 30-year-old, 40-year-old guy, telling him we're a serious league. We can't have some ridiculous name on his team for the same reason that Kobe can't move the team to the, whatever, the Calgary, wife beaters or whatever. We can't do that. So stop asking. But yeah, so the name is supposed to be, you're right. At the beginning of the season, you can rename a rookie. Can't be a real life player, but a rookie that you drafted, you are allowed to use a real name. And God, if I see one more Randy Moss Jr., Randy Moss III, no, that's not a real name. So stop it. So
I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to do a 180 on you because if I came into the league and I saw my linebacker's name was Poopy McButtface, you better believe I'm getting him to the Pro Bowl. Okay.
Nice. So, and I just realized that tight end Brandon Allen apparently plays for the Commies. Right? What are you trying to say there?
I like that better than the Commanders.
Yeah, but Brandon spent a career fighting the Commies, and you've thrown him right up there in the league. So,
hey, maybe that's his next team location.
You probably triggered him. He's like raising the DEFCON right now. So, Commies in the camp.
Comrades.
So,
Red Dog 3.
So any rookies, Ray? I know you kind of study this more than the rest of us. Any rookies that you kind of were a little surprised they haven't shown up at all, or?
I would probably go with Marcos, quarterback. He's only got a little over 500 yards, and he hasn't played his Week 5 game yet, so only 4 games. But he's got 3 TDs and 8 interceptions. So I know Marcos probably going with some rookie, what do I want to say, stats, or I don't know what his sense of pressure is or anything, but only 52 completion percentage. But I don't really. There's only 5 quarterbacks that are starting as rookies. I thought there'd be a little bit more, but that's probably the lowest one I would say.
That's that Zachary Luck.
Yeah, yep, Zach Luck, Andrew's brother.
He must be related to like Daniel Jones or something. He's doing like 100 yards a game.
That might be Justin Fields type.
Yeah, fair if he can run. So, and I'm assuming that Ryan O'Malley got hurt throwing interceptions too, because that it's either a home run or he's throwing to the other team. He's kind of on the Peyton Manning rookie season campaign with 13 picks already.
Oh yeah, as long as the ball doesn't hit the ground, it's a win.
So somebody caught it, yeah. Because what would that be? He's on pace for what, like 40 something interceptions.
Yeah, a little over, and then he's on pace for almost a little over 70 touchdowns, and then yards, over 5,500, 6,000.
So that's either all or nothing for sure, and kind of consistent too, because even though Bolin hasn't got quite as many, he's almost 12-7. It's probably about the same ratio, I would say. And then we're back to the Vikings, and poor John stopped throwing verticals. They're getting picked off more than getting caught for touchdowns. So,
John's got a good ratio. I'll give him his props before we move on. 9-3. That's pretty good.
That is definitely good for sure. No running backs really lighting it up, huh?
Nah, nothing. I guess Bill's got a decent stat line, almost 400 rushing yards, a little over 100 receiving yards, but 6 touchdowns, I guess, is all right too. But I don't know. I expected more, I guess.
Sure.
Again, I didn't scout running back, so I don't know if there's any other out there.
And kind of same thing on the defensive side, it looks like. And now, Brendan Watkins for the Jags, so Connor's guy, he's got four interceptions through 5 games, so that's pretty solid. He's on pace. Got a couple good, Vikings roaming easily. That guy's not picking off his own quarterbacks passes, are they? No.
He might
going
be.
to the sidelines, yeah.
Those count. So, and Keyshawn Epps, he's playing pretty well. Wait, did all those come before Lathan took over the Panthers? Because I don't think Lathan plays defense, does he?
It's a good question. I don't know.
Judging by some of the scores I'm seeing this week, I don't think any of us play defense.
Yeah, it seems like something changed, didn't it? It was like, I mean, hell, when the Seattle Seahawks can score 38 points or 35 points and put up 400 yards passing, something's wrong. Something's bad wrong.
The end is nigh.
So, all right. Yeah, I'm a little I don't know. I'm not bummed out. I mean, my guy's got 2 interceptions, so I guess that's pretty decent. Oglesby, the number 1 overall pick. And he's moving up the depth chart. So he actually started number 1 this week. He's moving up, but not quite as good as old Brendan Watkins is, that's for sure. So, all right. So, do we have anything else on the agenda? I think Brandon, you were going to give us a quick report.
Yeah, absolutely, John. So I've been scouring through the internet and I printed off a few papers here. I think I found a script for the GOI season here. I was kind of shocked that I found it this deep on the archives of the internet, but I printed it off. I just want to kind of spoil it. Again, if you don't like spoilers, please turn it off right now. But yeah, this is what I found.
Shocker.
So I hate to spoil it for you all, but yeah, we're all just playing for second place right now.
As long as he doesn't beat 7 straight.
Is that your record, Ray? 7 straight?
Yeah, I'm going to try to stop him, but I'll tell you what.
And, to his credit, though, I mean, he was killing us all with, like, suffocating defense. And now it's like lights out points. Like he stopped playing defense too, it seemed like. So,
yeah, I think he just decides what he wants to do more as each season goes.
That could be true. Of course, our previous top dog used to like pick random quarterbacks in the 60s just to prove he could win or he could win with defense. Oh, that was you, Ray.
Yeah, I just didn't like paying quarterbacks, and I still don't. I'd be lying if I haven't tried to trade Anthony Richardson, but he can't move because of that cap.
So in real life, nobody wants to pay a running back, and in GOI, nobody wants to pay a quarterback. But everyone will give running backs, all sorts of crazy deals, including the Raiders, which are that's the stupid. Who pays Josh Jacobs that much money? Oh, me.
Can he run wheel routes?
He can't do shit.
Well, don't forget,
you can barely get 2 yards past the line.
You're emulating the real life Raiders who are paying tens of millions of dollars to coaches that don't coach for them anymore. So
that's true.
In fact, a friend of mine is a Raiders fan, and he said something about an interim coach, and I said, in 20 years, there's been 12 coaches. I think they're all interim at some point. So none of them actually stick. So, all right, Ray. Brandon gave us his special report. Do you have anything that you want to leave the people with until our next show?
I guess I just want to congratulate Peter as much as I don't want to. Winning number, I don't even know, 7 now, number 5 in a row. And then Dorian, and as much as it pains me to say it, but he did get me in the playoffs. So I'm going to hopefully get the 3-peat or the 3-0 on him this year, but I don't. It's week 5. I'm not. I can't talk about that yet, but no. People volunteer to come on the show. We want to see new faces. Mo, I'm calling you out. You get on the show next.
Come defend yourself, Mo. Come on.
That would be good. We can do like a Nuremberg. So put them on trial. So speaking of guys, just to wrap up the show, one thing is keep your heads up. Take it from the king of losing games. I'm not going to call myself a loser, but I've lost more than my fair share. And hey, the harder it is, the sweeter the victory. So, it's the same game for all of us. If your guy drops balls, then your opponent's guys drops balls. So don't take it to heart. Don't take it too seriously. Enjoy it. And the winds will change for you, and just keep working at it. And when you get there, it'll make it worthwhile. So, all right. With that being said, thanks everybody for joining us. We look forward to seeing you for our midseason report, probably the way you guys play in like 3 days. So keep kicking it. Thanks everybody. Talk to you soon.